It was Lisa.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, students, the staff's community. We are here to commence the 2024 staging of the literary voice for students in grades 3 and 4. This evening, we want to start with the singing of the national anthem. And in your neck of the woods, we perhaps will be just listening to the playing of the national anthem. Let's begin. Yes, that's Jamaica's national anthem, which is indeed a prayer. At this time, we want to just ask everyone to bow your heads. Bow your heads, everyone, so that we can start with prayer. We are an institution that is actually under the auspices of two churches. That is the United Church of Jamaica and the Grand Cayman Islands, as well as the Methodist Church. And so I invite you to bow your heads. Dear God, we thank you for such a wonderful day. We thank you for the gift of children. And we thank you, Lord, for their parents and teachers. We also thank you for the gift of community, where we can have persons to support us in the development of our children. We ask you, Lord, as they participate in another opportunity to assist them in developing their character. We ask that you'll be present with us and you'll allow us to have a wonderful experience as we engage in the literary voice. We ask you to bless the technical team, the teachers, and the participants, as well as their parents. In these and other mercies, we ask, Amen. Amen. And now, as the moderator of today's proceedings, I'd like to thank our technical team, which is comprised of two of our staff members, Mr. Rashawn White and Miss Zana Walters. We thank them for being a part of our activity to expose our children. We also want to introduce you to our judges. Mrs. Lisa Henderson. Mrs. Henderson? You are muted, Mrs. Henderson. I'm not sure. You're still muted. I think we can fix that at some time during the presentation, but at least our children are able to see a face along with our viewing public on YouTube. Nice to have you, parents and well-wishers. We thank you so much. We also want to introduce at this time Miss Diane Holbrook. And this is indeed an international flavor, a teacher who is actually residing overseas, Miss Holbrook.
I'm here. I'm actually trying to get the video on. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
I'm looking forward to this. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Miss Holbrook, all the way in the US. So we are going to be having an international flavor with respect to our judging panel this afternoon. And at this time, I would just like us to listen to the playing of our school song. That was indeed our school song. And of course, we are a community who understands that is indeed important to learn, play, and work together. At this point, I'd like to introduce the participants from grade 4. And we'll start with Mrs. Crawford's class. Mrs. Crawford students, introduce yourselves, starting with Jordane.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Jordan Hubert. My favorite hobby is drumming, and in the future, I would like to become an engineer.
Thank you, Jordane. And we hop over to Shante.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Shante Brown, and my hobbies are drawing, dancing, and gymnastics. In the future, I would like to be a professional artist.
Joining us also, thank you, Shante, are the students from grade 4 Grant, starting with Emma.
Good evening, all viewers and staff. My name is Emma Elizabeth Allen. My favorite hobbies are gymnastics and contortion. In the future, I would like to grow up to be an Olympic gymnast.
Next candidate, next participant. Grade 4 Grant. We await the arrival of that participant, Prendergast, not here with us yet. So we'll hop over to grade 4 Ramdeen.
Miss Dr. Blanchard, I'm right here.
Prendergast is here with us?
Yes, I'm right here, Tiana Jade Marie Prendergast.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we have Emma as well with us. So we hop over to Nathan George from grade 4 Ramdeen.
Good evening, Dr. Blanchard, Sonia New, parents, viewers, judges, and other opponents. My name is Nathan George Williams, and I'm the proud representative of grade 4 Ramdeen. I am 10 years old, and my hobbies are tracks, drumming, speech and drama, and football. And what I would like to be when I grow up is a track star or the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nathan. Leah Logan.
Good evening, Dr. Blanchard and viewers. My name is Leah Logan and I am representing grade 4 Ramdeen. I am 9 years old and I enjoy playing the violin and the piano. When I grow up in the future, I wish to be an astronaut.
Thank you, Leah, and those representatives from our other classes. Finally, we will have the representatives from grade 4 both, starting with Cameron.
Good evening, Dr. Blanchard, viewers, and Stops family. I am Cameron Evans Sitar. My favorite hobbies are playing block flute and swimming. I would like to become a Prime Minister of the USA, the President of the USA when I grow up.
Thank you, Nahela Buchanan.
Good evening, Stops family. My name is Nahela Buchanan, and my hobbies are swimming and singing. When I grow up, I would like to be a doctor or an archaeologist.
Thank you so much. I do hope we have allowed everyone from the grade 4 cohort to introduce him or herself. We've completed that, everyone. Thank you so much. So at this juncture, we are going to be listening to a tape, a video of what we expect to happen with our grade 4 students. Technical team, over to you.
Called Impromptu Speaking, and today we're here to help you plan for it. Hi, I'm Mia.
And I'm Paul.
In Impromptu Speaking, you don't just need to be thinking on your feet, you need to be on your toes, because you only have a short amount of time to prepare what you're going to say.
But don't worry, we're here to give you a leg up. We're going to cover some simple structures that you can use to make your speeches pop, as well as some tips and tricks to help you be prepared for the unprepared.
Here's a little secret. Impromptu speeches aren't actually made completely on the spot. We can do some things to prepare beforehand to make impromptu speaking a whole lot easier.
For example, let's take a look at structure. Now, all great speeches have a fantastic introduction and conclusion. However, for our impromptu speeches, we can get a little bit creative with the body paragraphs and not use our usual 3 points.
If we have these in our back pockets, it makes impromptu speaking a whole lot easier because we already have an idea of what we're going to say. Let's go through some frameworks now to help you out with these.
One way we can do this is by using the FAT method: feeling, anecdote, and tie back. The feeling is what we start with, and it really could be anything. The feeling could be a thought that we have when we read the topic. Maybe it's an opinion that we have about the topic, or an emotion that we felt when we read the topic. Whatever it is, pick one clear feeling and establish a connection between that and the topic itself.
After you've shared how you feel about the topic, make sure to give your audience an anecdote, a quick story to illustrate how you feel. Make sure that it isn't too generic or too niche. A good anecdote is entertaining. It could be experience that you've experienced or someone that you know has. It could be a story about a famous person or an example from history. It could be anything you like, really.
The last thing you'll need to do before the conclusion is the tieback. Now, the tieback is exactly what it sounds like. We're relating our anecdotes back to the feeling, which then goes back to the topic. Oftentimes, you'll have to come up with the F and the T after you've seen the topic. Of course, it's very hard to imagine how you feel about something before you've even seen the topic.
Anecdotes, however, are easy to prepare, and you can easily come up with a few of them from your back pocket that you can whip out when necessary.
Let's take a look at fat speeches in action. Say that I had the topic, success is everything. I might start with a feeling about how success might make me feel. So I might say things like pride or unbridled joy and happiness. Then I describe those feelings. Then I might move on to an anecdote to demonstrate how those feelings might have happened in real life. Say when my footy team won the grand final and how I felt all those feelings at that point. Then my tieback would be something like how, well, since because I felt those feelings and they were so great, success really is everything.
This is a simple idea. First, you use the introduction to establish the topic as something that you're weighing up the pros and cons for. You're not really sure whether it's good or whether it's bad. For example, you could have the topic, the job I'd love to have. You could really pick anything. Let's say you want to be a lawyer.
Begin by talking about all the things that you think would be great about being a lawyer. Then you can move on to a big but and start talking about the things that you think wouldn't be so great about being a lawyer. And then after that discussion, come to a consideration and conclude whether or not you think that it's ultimately a good or a bad thing.
You can use some anecdotes in here. Your friend's mum's a lawyer. She's rich and she drives a fancy car. Most politicians and businesswomen are also lawyers or have a background in law. But you've heard about how long the days are, how uncomfortable it must be to wear a suit all day. These are some examples that you can use to illustrate your idea.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time in this video, which has never happened before, but we do have a few more frameworks to give to you, so stay tuned for part 2, which is going to be coming very soon.
To make sure you don't miss it, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Hey Paul.
So we believe at this time that some tips or additional tips would have been given to the students. For the purpose of our viewers and those persons who are joining us via YouTube to understand and appreciate what has happened with the selection, only 2 persons can represent a class. So only 2 individuals per class would have been introduced for the classes, and 2 persons will be able to participate in answering questions that are actually given to the students for each class. So let us understand only 2 persons were selected to represent each class. And so we'll begin with the questioning. And we'll start with Jordan Hibbert from Mrs. Crawford's class. Jordan, please unmute.
Before they begin, I need to put everyone else in their respective rooms.
Okay, so we are allowing the technical team to ensure that the children online are not in the same room. And so parents at home, we remind you that you ought not to be doing any kind of prompting. So Jordan is with us. Jordan, the Jamaican national pledge is said to be a prayer. Do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in school, and why? Let me read again. The Jamaican national pledge, or anthem rather, is said to be a prayer. The Jamaican national anthem is said to be a prayer. Do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in schools, and why? Go ahead.
I believe that yes, bullying can reduce the national anthem can reduce bullying in schools, because the national anthem tells Jamaica the things and the rules and conditions of what we're supposed to do. If I were to say the anthem, it would say, "For God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart." It will tell the bullies that you must be loving and kind and mindful of other people to do the right thing.
Thank you, Jordan. And at this time, we will bring Shantae Brown in the room. Shantae, unmute if you can hear me and respond. Shantae Brown.
Here, miss.
This is your question, Shantae. The Jamaican national anthem is said to be a prayer. Do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in schools, and why?
I think that the national anthem says things that it says, "Eternal Father, bless our land." So I personally think that
Jordan, we are going to start counting at this time. So we ask that you respond promptly. Without prompt or any kind of prompting. Go ahead, Jordan. Shantae, I'm sorry. Shantae?
Yes, miss?
Could you complete the statement or your answer?
I believe that the national anthem can tell children to reduce bullying by what it says.
Okay, thank you, Shantae. And we move over to Tiana Pendergast. Ms. Prendergast, please unmute if you are hearing me.
Yes, miss.
Okay, your question reads, the Jamaican national anthem is said to be a prayer. How do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in schools?
The national anthem is used for national pride, which means if you bully someone, you're not using the national pride that the pledge is meant to be used for.
Thank you so much. We move now to Emma Allen. Emma? Emma, if you can hear me, please unmute so we can prepare for your question. Emma, the question reads, the Jamaican National Pledge is said to be a prayer. How do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in schools?
So we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in schools by doing it every day in devotion. So since it's a prayer, we pray to God that they don't bully people, because we all know that bullying is wrong, and the national anthem can help us by it's a prayer, so it can help us not to bully each other, because it takes discipline to say it. So when you learn discipline, you can't bully, and you learn not to bully people anymore.
Thank you, Miss Allen. Now we move over to Nathan George Williams, and I'm checking in on the judges. Judges, are you hearing? Judges, are you hearing?
Yes, miss. I'm listening, making my notes.
Okay, Miss Henderson, Mrs. Henderson, are you hearing? Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. I'm seeing I'm reading your lips. Okay, great. So Nathan, your question. The Jamaican National Pledge is said to be a prayer. How do you believe we can use the anthem? Let me read that again. The Jamaican National Anthem is said to be a prayer. How do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying at school?
Well, the anthem is a sign of unity to Jamaica. So that being united can help stop bullying in Jamaica. And also the anthem says teach us to respect for all. So the anthem is saying to respect all people, which I think may help reduce bullying. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. And we jump over to Leah Logan. Leah Logan. Leah, your question, quite similar to the other persons who have attempted. The same question will be given to you. The Jamaican National Anthem is said to be a prayer. How do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in schools?
The national anthem. The national anthem quotes give us true respect for all, and if everyone has respect for everyone else, it means that nobody will bully anyone else.
Okay, thank you, Leah. And we jump over to Miss Buchanan at this time, representing grade 4 Bold. Ahelia, your question. The Jamaican National Anthem is said to be a prayer. How do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in schools? You may begin. You're muted, my dear. We're not able to hear at all.
To reduce bullying in schools with the national anthem, it depends on the person who's bullying the other child.
We're not able to hear at all. I think you're still muted.
Miss, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Begin.
It can maybe reduce bullying. The national anthem can possibly reduce bullying in school.
I think at this time, we will have to make way for grade 4 Bolt, Cameron, at this time. So we will just jump to Cameron. Thank you so much, Nahela. Coming to Cameron at this time. And we know that the children are doing so well. This is an impromptu competition. It's not very easy for them to get the question for the first time. They were exposed to topics, but not the exact questions. And so this is definitely a difficult time for the children, and we have to give them all the thumbs up and all the accolades for just even coming forward to represent their classes. So those persons who are viewing on YouTube, please encourage our children for what it is that they're doing at this time. It's not easy at all. I think that when I was their age, it was a difficult thing for me. I don't think that I could have managed the impromptu session, but it's nonetheless an important thing that we have to engage our students in. And so Cameron, at this time, I'll read your question. The Jamaican national anthem is said to be a prayer. How do you believe we can use the anthem to reduce bullying in schools?
There is a phrase in the national anthem that says, "Keep us free from evil powers." So I would entertain people at school that bullying is a result of evil powers, so that love can overtake evil, and that we can have love in our school.
Okay, thank you, Cameron. And that rounds off round 1 for our grade 4 students. And I'd love for us, the teachers are in the Zoom room with the children, and I'm sure it is a nerve-wracking experience for them as well. So let us really give them a big round of applause. And at this time, I'd like to invite Teacher Crawford to come in the room. Mrs. Crawford, at this time, we'd like to hear from you. Mrs. Crawford?
Yes, Dr. Blanchard.
And how do you believe your children are doing from all the grades? You are the team lead for grade 4. Tell me how it is that you feel about the first round for grade 4 students.
Very intelligent responses.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Crawford. And I think Miss Ramdeen is also online. Miss Ramdeen? Miss Ramdeen, think she is really, really rooting for her children and perhaps utilizing all the platforms. Miss Ramdeen, you're with us? Okay, thank you, Mrs. Crawford, for that support statement for the students who are online. And children, I'd just like you to applaud yourselves. You're doing so well. Applaud yourselves wherever you are. And that is round 1 for grade 4. Now we move over to grade 3 for round 1. Our grade 3 students, quite a number of our classes have decided to do backup systems for the grade 3 students. And so our grade 3 students have their backups, but we have 2 students. According to the rules of the competition, only 2 students can represent each class. And this time, we are going to ask the students from 3 Taylor to introduce themselves, starting with Earl. Catherine Earl. Catherine? Go ahead, Catherine. Unmute and introduce yourself.
Good evening, Snaps family, viewers, Dr. Blanchard, and judges. My name is Catherine Victoria Hanson Earl, and I am in grade 3 DT. My hobbies are dancing, drawing, and history. When I grow up, I would like to be a famous dancer, a historian, or a scientist.
And I would love to watch you dancing, Catherine. I definitely will love to have that opportunity. And so we move to the next representative of grade 3 Taylor. Grade 3 Taylor. Young Williams, go ahead.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Kira Williams, and my hobbies are dancing. When I grow up, I would like to be a professional dancer.
Boy, I see Mrs. Taylor's children love to dance. And that closes the persons who are actually representing Mrs. Taylor's class. Now we move to grade 3 Carter. Starting with our first representative, Jordan Mantock. Go ahead, Jordan.
Hello, Dr. Blanchard and the viewers. So, why I think the national anthem is...
Jordan, so
yes.
you're introducing yourself at this time.
Good afternoon, good evening, Dr. Blanchard, the viewers, participants, and judges. I am Jordan Mantok, and I will be representing grade 3 NC.
Thank you, Jordan. And we go over to Miss Smith. Kira. Kira Smith representing Mrs. Carter's class. Can the second representative for Mrs. Carter's class introduce him or herself? Kira, you're with us? Okay, great, awesome. Go ahead, Kira. You need to be unmuted. Unmute yourself, sweetheart. We're not hearing.
Are you hearing now?
Yes, we are hearing now. Kira, your introduction. I think you need to get closer to the microphone.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Kyra Smith, and I'm a representative from grade 3 NC.
Are you finished?
Oh, my favorite hobby is dancing. When I grow up, I want to be an artist.
I see all the dancers are coming from grade 3. I believe Miss Bailey has some impact there in grade 3. So thank you so much. And we move to grade 3 Newsome. Representatives of grade 3 Newsome. I know the classes have some backups viewers, and so it's a difficult thing to name the students way ahead of time because they have some backup, and we had some persons joining us late for the preparation stage. So we go to Newsome. Is Justin Wang with us? Go ahead, Justin.
Yes, Miss.
Introduce yourself.
Good evening, Dr. Blanchard, teachers, and viewers. My name is Justin Wang, class BWN.
Thank you, Justin. We would like to introduce now the second representative for Miss Newsome's class. And I see it is Young Jones. Go ahead, Miss Jones.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lauren Jones. I'm representing Miss Newsome's class 3WN.
Thank you so much. And now we are prepared for the grade 3 segment of the literary voice. And so we are going to start with Catherine. Catherine, so the other persons and parents, we plead to you, ensure you are not prompting the students. Please allow them to do this by themselves. And it doesn't mean that if grade 4 gets a question, it's going to be the question for grade 3 or vice versa. Please allow the children to do the job by themselves. Uninhibited. By themselves, independent work. So we are ready for you now, Miss Earl. How often during the week do you believe teachers should assign homework and why? The question reads, how often during the week do you believe teachers should assign homework and why?
I believe that teachers should assign homework Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because the students need to have practice of what they learn in class so that they can understand the subject. And why I left out Tuesday is because the students need some rest as well so that they can go home and relieve the stress that they get from school.
Thank you, Catherine. And we move to Young Williams. Make way for Young Williams. Technical team. Miss Williams, kindly unmute. And the question reads, how often do you, during the week, do you believe teachers should assign homework and why?
Teachers should assign homework because if you do not do your homework, you will not remember what you did in class. The second reason why teachers should assign homework is so you can remember things that you would like to do and things that you would like to remember. The last thing is that you would need it to remember things that are important, and then when you're older, you would know the things that you learned from your class.
Thank you so much, Miss Williams. And we make way for the students of grade 3 Carter, beginning with young Smith. Miss Smith, this is your question. It reads, how often during the week do you believe teachers should assign homework and why?
The teachers should assign homework on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The reason I think so is because at the starting of the week, you have to do some work that you must practice.
Thank you, Kira. And we make way now for Jordan Mantok. Mr. Mantok. Kindly unmute, Jordan. Your task is to tell us, how often during the week do you believe teachers should assign homework and why?
I think teachers should assign homework every day of the week because it is good. It is good for you to have an education, and also it helps you with improve with your schoolwork and topic what you're doing in class, and also helps you to remember stuff. I mean, it helps you to remember certain things that you have learned in class since you got the homework.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mantok. And we now bring into the room, Justin Wong. We remind parents not to give any prompting to our students. We need for them to take on this challenge independently, using their own thoughts. Justin, the question reads, how often during the week do you believe teachers should assign homework and why?
I think teachers should assign homework 3 or 4 days every week.
You've completed your answer?
Yes. And the reason why I am saying that is because students get three days off from school in 1 week, and students' education is very important to everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Wong. Moving on to Ms. Jones. Last student for this round 1 segment. Ms. Jones, your question. How often during the week do you believe teachers should assign homework and why?
They should assign homework at least every day, probably except Monday, because children need to breeze off from homework on a Monday. So I think all the other days, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those are the days that children should be getting homework, but Monday.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jones. And now that ends round 1 for our grade 3 students. And it's now round two for our grade 4 students. Boy, it is getting very hot in this place, and our students are indeed on fire. They are doing so well, and I cannot imagine what the comments are in the chat. As we said before, it is an impromptu competition where the students are asked questions they've never seen before. In addition to that, only 2 students are supposed to be representing their classes. 2 students for each class, rather. 2 students for each class. It was a difficult thing to select the students because there were so many students in the classes that could have represented each of the classes that we are actually looking at today. In the grade level, grade 3, we have just about 3 classes, and in grade 4, we have 4 classes. And the teachers and the students have been working hard. And we also appreciate the parents who have been doing good work behind the scenes to prepare these children. Indeed, we want to make sure that the confidence is built here at SAPS. And so we want to make sure that the children are exposed to competitions or activities like these so that they can build their confidence. And so we are off to round 2 for our grade 4 students, and that will close it for our grade 4 students. We started with grade 4 Crawford, and now we are going to start with grade 4 both. So we are going to do it in reverse order. So Cameron, you're up first. Cameron, you're up first. We're on the topic of crime, Cameron. If you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security about your concerns on crime or concerns regarding crime, what would you include in your letter? You are muted, Cameron. So let me read. You're muted. Please unmute. Let me read again. If you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security regarding your concerns about crime, what would you put in that letter? What would you include in that letter?
If I could write a letter to the Minister of Security, I would write to use the money that they have to buy more policemen to patrol the country, and to use that money, that same amount of money, to buy artillery, just in case the criminals are armed. And I would ask them to just put some security guards at the schools too. And that is how I think the crime rates can go down. And that's what I would include in my letter.
In this round 2, Cameron, you have a second question. What are the benefits of social media? Cameron?
Please repeat the question for Cameron.
Cameron, your second question in round 2. What are the benefits of social media?
There are two benefits. Okay, the benefits of social media. Can you please repeat the question?
What are the benefits of social media?
To help kids to learn new things, like to express their creativity and their activities.
Thank you, Cameron. We now make way for young Buchanan. Buchanan is with us?
Yes, Dr. Blanchard.
Thank you, Cameron. I'm actually referring that question to the technical team, but I thank you for responding.
No problem.
So technical team, we are awaiting student Nahala Buchanan.
My apologies, there was a bit of technical difficulty, but we're up and running.
Thank you so much. Ms. Buchanan, your question. If you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security about your concerns regarding crime, what would you include in the letter?
I would include to hire more police to come out and look for people doing suspicious activity. I would also make him send out a message to the whole country to report to the police if they see any suspicious activity or if anyone is acting weird.
You've completed your answer?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Your second question in this round. What are the benefits of social media?
The benefits of social media are you can learn stuff. You can learn stuff from social media, like on YouTube. You can find videos to support your education, and you can go on social media in your leisure time if you just want to relax.
Thank you, Ms. Buchanan. And we move to Leah Logan, representing for Ramdeen. Ms. Logan, kindly unmute. You have two questions in this round. And the first is, if you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security about or regarding your concerns about crime, what would be included in your letter?
In my letter, I would include we should build better gates for better protection against thieves. In every house, we should have security cameras to see if anyone is trying to break in. Lastly, I would include the presence of more policemen to be around in case if a thief is trying to break into a house.
Thank you, Ms. Logan. And your final question. What are the benefits of social media?
think she might have moved accidentally.
Benefits of social media? Are you hearing me, Miss Logan?
I'm hearing you.
Let me repeat the question. What are the benefits of social media?
Social media has many benefits. You can have information at your fingertips, and social media can also help to express yourself and show your interests and talents.
Thank you so much, Miss Logan. And we move now to Nathan Williams. Nathan Williams, kindly make way, technical team, for Nathan Williams. Remember, parents, the children are doing this one on their own. No interference. Thank you, Nathan. Kindly unmute. Your first question in this round. If you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security regarding your concerns about crime, what would you include in this letter?
Well, if I were to send a letter to the Minister of Crime, I am very concerned about crime, so I would send him a letter asking him to increase the punishment that criminals get when they do something bad, so that it will strike fear into other criminals to stop crime. Also, I would ask him to enhance the police equipment that they have so that police can hunt down criminals better and faster. And finally, I would ask him if he could have more use of technology using his cameras. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Final question in this round. What are the benefits of social media?
Social media. Well, I think the benefits of social media are one, it can help kids to learn things. It's only kids and parents and everyone to learn things, such as learning videos, how to play chess, how to fix a stove, and etc. Number two, I think that it could help by helping kids express themselves, as in making videos, sending things to their friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. And we make way for Miss Allen, representing grade 4 Grant. Kindly unmute, Miss Allen. You have 2 questions in this category, in this round. And your first question reads, if you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security regarding your concerns about crime, what would you include in that letter?
I would include that some people, as they are children, they should learn that they're not supposed to be doing crime, so they don't grow up to do it. So we should make an improvement in our schools to teach about not doing crime and those type of stuff. Some examples of crime is stealing, murdering, killing, and
Thank you, Emma. And your final question. What are the benefits of social media?
the benefits of social media. Well, The benefits of social media are social media refers to technology that facilitates the sharing of videos and videos and pictures. Social media is used to post like how you feel and your energy and your ideas. And social media has good advantages and bad advantages. So the good advantages is you get to express how you're feeling. You calm yourself down with it. And yeah. But the disadvantages of social media are seeing very inappropriate stuff. And you have sometimes when kids have social media, they have to be closely monitored. So let's say if you're watching social media, you have to tell your mom what you're watching or your dad, or they watch you watching. Like you sit beside them while they're working and watching. So that's why social media is so popular, and social media draws you into the device. So if you say, I'm going to go to bed 9 o'clock tonight, just going to see what my favorite social media person is doing. So you go on it while you're in your, and then you just is watching it, and then it strikes 8 o'clock. You're still watching it, and when it becomes 9 o'clock, you're so drawn into the screen that you forgot you said you're going to go to bed at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and you lose brain cells watching social media because it doesn't relate to learning. Some things relate to learning, but not all.
Thank you, Miss Allen. Boy, I was drawn in. Now we move over to young Prendergast. Representing for Grant. Kindly unmute. And your first question reads, if you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security about your concerns regarding crime, what would be included in that letter?
I would include to make sure that every neighborhood would have a gate and security members to work outside each and every night and work shifts so that every neighborhood is protected properly and that every person has a gate outside their windows and doors.
Second question. What are the benefits of social media?
Social media can help you find jobs, boost your business, see what's going on in the world, learn topics like what we're doing now, and also see other people's lifestyles and how you can adapt to yours.
Thank you, Ms. Prendergast. Moving to young Brown, student Brown from grade 4 Crawford. Okay, so your first question. If you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security regarding your concerns about crime, what would be included in your letter?
Some of the things that would be included in my letter is that Jamaica is one of the countries with the most high crime rates. People are shooting, killing, and stabbing people. This can also be seen in schools. This can also be seen in schools. Some ways to prevent it are programming session in schools and in cities like in Kingston and Montego Bay that people should stop killing and love one another.
Your next question. What are the benefits of social media?
One of the benefits of social media is that it can help children to understand what they do in class. The second benefit that I have is that it can help children with their homework. The third benefit that I have is that it can help children to socialize. For instance, you have a friend that is overseas. You can talk to them on WhatsApp. Without wasting your credit. The fourth reason that I have is that people can sell things online. For instance, you can sell things on Facebook.
Thank you very much. And we move to the final candidate, the final participant in this grade 4 round. And we are now going to be speaking to Mr. Hibbert himself. We are waiting on his arrival. He's in the waiting room. And Mr. Hibbert is here. And so, sir, your first question in round 2. If you were given the opportunity to pen a letter to the Minister of Security about your concerns regarding crime, what would be included in your letter?
What I would include in my letter, if I were to be sending a letter, is the first thing I would say that the crime rates have been rising in Jamaica. The crime rates are rising because more and more people are stealing, robbing, and doing illegal things. What I would send to the minister is to firstly tell him that there are many things that he could implement to decrease the levels of crime. The first thing I think he could implement is points for people who have been following society, and also resilient people who have been working to stop crime in certain areas.
Final question, Jordan. What are the benefits of social media?
The benefits of social media are that you can research, socialize with friends, and make new friends, so you can learn things that you didn't know, talk to your friends when you're bored, and also play games and entertain yourself on the wide world of the internet.
Thank you, Mr. Hibbert. And now we move to our final round for this competition. We are going to be talking to our grade 3 students at this time. And because they are the younger ones among us, they will have another round with one question. In fact, it's not going to be a question. It will be a topic. Grade 3? We are preparing for grade 3. And we will start with Jones, Miss Jones first. Miss Jones, your topic, the importance of family.
Importance of family. Okay, so the importance of family is for some, well, let's start off with what is a family? A family is a group of people who love, care, and love to share things with you. So now let's go on to the topic. What is the
So
okay.
let me.
I don't remember the word, so I'm just gonna start off. So the importance of a family means a lot because if you had no family, you wouldn't be able to have a good education because who is the one who's going to pay your school fee? And you need a family to share important stuff with, just like this. I share this with my mom and my dad. We're a family. So that's one important thing that I shared with them.
Thank you so much, Miss Jones. Moving now to Mr. Wong, Justin Wong. Justin, your topic, the importance of family. Go ahead, unmute, Justin. The topic is the importance of family.
Okay. So I think family is important because they take care of you with with the things you need to have a normal life. And also they also provide a lot of stuff for you when you go to school, the things you want sometimes and the things you eat. They're very important in terms of usage and items.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wong. We move now to Jordan Mantok, representing Mrs. Carter's class, Jordan Mantok. Jordan, your topic, not a question this time, a topic, the importance of family.
Family is important because with your family, you are loved, you are cared, you're secured, they provide you your needs, and they support you in your physical and mental activities.
Thank you, Jordan. And we go over to Miss Smith. Thank you, Miss Smith. Your topic is the importance of family.
The importance of family is that a family is there to back you up when you need help, and they also bring you to what your understandings when you cannot understand.
Thank you, Miss Smith. We now move to Miss Williams, representing Mrs. Taylor's class. Student Williams, kindly unmute. And your topic is the importance of family.
The importance of family is when when you're sad and you have nobody to cry on, you have your mother or father to comfort you. The second reason is when you don't have any confidence and so your parents give you the confidence you will need. The third reason is if somebody bullies you, you can tell their parents and they'll talk to you about it.
Thank you, Miss Williams. And finally, we have Catherine Earl. Catherine, kindly unmute. Your question is, or sorry, your topic is the importance of family.
Why I think family is important is because it's not that you're just lonely by yourself. Family is very important because you have someone to spend time with, someone, a shoulder to cry on if you need to, someone to have fun with, or someone to have a good relationship with. And why I think family is important is because they support you all the way.
Thank you, Miss Earl. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And now we will begin with our judges. Miss Holbrook?
I am here. I am here. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, we are hearing you. Yes, we are hearing you.
What would you, are we supposed to?
Could you comment on today's proceedings?
Oh, okay. So first of all, I must congratulate everybody. I listened to everything. There were how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from grade 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from grade 3, and I listened to all 8 and 6, 14. And I must tell you that, I mean, if those questions were being thrown at me, I don't think I would be able to answer as well as all of you did. So I must congratulate you first of all, right? It was very interesting. The answers were interesting, very insightful, very, very insightful. Yes. So congratulations to all of you for being here.
And now we move to Mrs. Henderson.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I must say congratulations to all the students who participated in the Literary Voice for 2024. I am so proud of you. You did excellent. And I'm excited to find out who are the students who came in the top 4. So God bless you and enjoy the rest of the evening.
So judges, is there any points that you'd like to give to the children as it relates to their eye contact, etc.?
Okay, for me, what I would suggest is that you have a notepad in front of you. Yes, have a notepad so you can just quickly jot down the questions. I don't know if you can write that fast, but have something just to so you can have the question in front of you to remind you what is being asked. It makes it easier when you are speaking for what you say to flow. Many of you had wonderful answers, but you were, what do I say now? You weren't, it didn't flow as you would have liked. Yes, but they were very good answers, right? So that would be one recommendation. But let me tell you, you all did very well. Yes.
Mrs. Henderson, do you wish to add anything to what Ms. Holbrook just commented on?
Okay, as it relates to eye contact, I would say, students, you have to ensure that you're always looking at the camera and also that your eyes are remaining steadfast on the screen, looking up. Because what will happen is, you will, if you're not careful, you can give the wrong impression. So we want to make sure that there's transparency and that you're able to be confident when answering questions, and that there is no room for any kind of discrepancy. But I think all of you tried your best. And considering, is this the first time, Dr. Blanchard?
It is indeed the first time for
Excellent.
these children.
For a first time, grade 3 and 4, you did wonderful. We're totally proud of you. God bless you.
Thank you, Mrs. Henderson and Ms. Holbrook. The teachers online at the end of the competition, what do you have to say? Mrs. Crawford, are you still with us? Is there a parent beside any of our students? Do we have parents close to our students this evening? I'd love to hear from the parents.
Good evening, Dr. Blanchard and STAPS family, all who are viewing.
Good evening.
My name is Nicola Earl, and I am super proud of all the children who participated this evening. I don't believe that I could have, at their age, questions thrown at me and I'd have to respond in a couple seconds, as well as they did. And I'm very, very proud of their responses. It showed me that they could think on their feet. It showed me that they were very much in tune with what is happening based on the questions that you asked. And so commendations to the school for taking on this initiative, and commendations to the wonderful students and teachers who have participated. Blessings to all of you.
Thank you so much. Is there another parent online?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I'm Raquel Sinclair. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Blanchard and team, I would just love to add my commendations to what Ms. Earl just shared. I believe that this is an excellent initiative. I know that certainly at their age, I would not have been able to answer these types of questions impromptu. So I think this is an excellent initiative, and it will help to build their confidence and help them to develop, to present well in whatever space they are in, and And I just want to show appreciation for the excellent work that the Andrews Prep team, you and your team, Dr. Blanchard, are doing. And I want to congratulate all the children who participated today. You did excellent. And I'm very proud of you all.
Thank you so much. We want to tell the children that they will be getting certificates to mark their participation in today's activity. We are not going to declare a winner per se, but the children will be given the comments, etc., from the judges that we will definitely be getting from them, utilizing social media and the internet, because indeed one of our judges is actually living overseas, and we thank both of them are teachers, and we thank them for taking time out of their schedule. We also want to thank our technical team with Ms. Walters and Mr. Rashawn White. They have been giving us additional hours to ensure that we are making sure that the children are benefiting from these experiences. So thank you to Mr. White and Ms. Walters, always involved in many, many things that the school has to do. We also want to thank all our teachers as well as our parents who added some kind of preparation to the children's participation today. We also want to say to the children, thank you for putting forward yourselves. And we may want to hear from one or two students about their experience today. Children?
Hello, Miss Blanchard.
Go ahead, Emma.
My experience today was very good, and that was the first time I ever done literary voice, and confusion was going on in my class for us to choose, and then I just raised my hand. And
so we're getting a sneak preview in what happened at the back end, eh? Because we know that a lot of children wanted to take part. So thank you so much, Miss Allen, for stepping forward. And we know out of norming and storming, we can find the representative. That actually is indeed a part of group dynamics. And I'm sure that's a part of what your class go through when it is that they have to select a participant. And so we want to hear from another student.
Hello, Dr. Blanchard.
Go ahead, darling.
I've never experienced or done literary voice, and at first I felt scared and nervous because I didn't know what it would be like. And then after, I started to feel happy and excited. Then now when it's done, I understand how great this opportunity is that you gave to me.
Okay, we all gave you that opportunity, and you gave yourself that opportunity, young Earl, and we are happy that you grabbed it. Final student who wants to participate at this time. Go ahead.
Miss.
Go ahead, Mr. Hibbert.
My experience doing literary voice was very exciting but challenging. At first, I was kind of scared and I didn't know what I should say, but at the end of the experience, I feel very, very good.
Thank you, Jordan. I am utilizing the opportunity for one final student. And who would that
Hi,
be?
Miss here.
Go ahead.
Miss, I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this literacy voice. It was very fun and I had a lot of fun doing it. I wish for you guys have the best evening. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Reverend. And so we close with the song that is important as nation builders, that we take very seriously every line of this song, that will make us affirm and recommit to pledging that commitment to a Jamaica land we love, as citizens who will play our part to advance the welfare of the whole human race. I pledge my heart forever. Have a great evening, everyone. Good night.
Everyone wave goodbye.